this game thing he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was watching a clip of Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2, which doesn't really go into...
Why?
Because somebody was like, best Spider-Man game ever made.
Oh,
which I agree with.
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of competition.
But man, they put out plenty of Spider-Man games. Probably not this generation, but...
good Spider-Man games.
Well, just because they're not good doesn't mean they're not part of the competition.
Wait. So are you saying there are other good Spider-Man games?
No, they haven't put out a lot of good Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of contention there for best Spider-Man game.
Right, because that game's so good.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they call me Marco Dupa. They call you Sports with Dave Romero.
Yeah, they do.
And you're Adam Obesis Rodriguez.
Get that right.
Tonight's brew is the Dogfish Head Beer to Drink Music to, which I like that. It's kind of confusing. The Belgian-Style Tripel. This was a Record Store Day exclusive, so we're a little late to the party on this one, but it looked pretty good. And
Is that for this year or?
Nah, I don't know. I mean, the
I
logo
haven't
looks
seen
like
this.
last year's.
I have never seen this before, so I'm kind of
No?
hoping it's for. Oh no, it's bottled in 2016.
There you go.
2/10/2016.
Yeah, right there at the top.
The
on
neck,
the neck.
yeah.
Huh?
Well, fucking A. So this is for this year's?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey.
All right. Well,
I guess we're not late to the party.
Yeah.
no, we're right on time. This is the One Beer In Podcast. Right?
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
What's it say on the side? A Belgian-style ale brewed with sweet orange peels, green cardamom,
Cardamom.
Cardamom.
peppercorns, and vanilla.
I can definitely taste the sweet orange and the peppercorns.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting combination. I'd like to season food with that, like a steak.
Yeah.
Just pour this over a steak.
Yeah. All right. So, just released. We're going to dive right in. Trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
That's my pathetic.
Man, I gotta keep doing the horn.
Yeah, you got to do that one every
Yeah.
time. Ghostbusters.
Yep.
We're just gonna fucking do it
Is
because
it-
it's been making headlines, huh?
Is it just called Ghostbusters? I forgot the name.
That's all I saw. There was a surname to it, like
I
a
don't
second
think there
title.
was.
I didn't see
But
a second
can
title.
it be just called Ghostbusters when there's already a Ghostbusters?
I mean, they've done it before.
There's a RoboCop.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right. But this
Yeah.
isn't supposed to be a.
it's supposed to be like a sequel.
Yeah, it's not
But
like a
the
remake.
Fast and the Furious was Fast and the Furious, and that was part 4.
Well,
And they just took the out.
Exactly. That is the biggest difference.
Yeah,
It's
well-
not. If this could have been the Ghostbusters.
Well, maybe the ones from the 80s is called the
They're
Ghostbusters.
just not absolutely not called the Ghostbusters.
Well, this could be called the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I think it's
Can we
dumb.
call it? Can we call it the Ghostbusters?
It's the
Just to
Ghostbusters.
differentiate.
I'd rather not relate it to Ghostbusters.
It's hard to with that.
I mean, that's what a lot of people are. I've seen differing opinions. I've seen people really love it, and then there's been absolute vitriol.
Goodness
Yeah.
on the internet is so angry right now.
They're mad about it. People are upset.
Thanks for killing my childhood.
I mean, I don't know Okay, when I watched it just now,
Yep.
immediately my first thought was, this doesn't need to happen.
Right.
And not even in like an angry way or like a nostalgic way or like a hipster way. It just really felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
It didn't even look like I didn't think it was that bad of a trailer. I didn't think it was all that funny, but
It's
like I said,
one of the most mediocre movie trailers I've ever seen. Like
Yeah, it
nothing
really
about it
doesn't-
excited me. There was no on-screen chemistry that was apparent. No Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, you get
They
minus
gotta-
points for that.
Yeah, they gotta save that if
Regardless.
you're gonna do that. But you're right. No chemistry at all so far, and it's surprising because 3 of them were on SNL together at one point. I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't think Kristen Wiig was on the show with Leslie Jones, but she was definitely on the show with Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm a big fan of Kate McKinnon. I like Leslie
I don't even
Jones.
know who that is.
Kate McKinnon's the blonde one.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I've never seen anything.
She's funny
that
on
she's in.
SNL, man. She's funny.
Is she currently a cast member?
Yeah, she's currently a cast member. And yeah, if you don't, nobody. I don't know anybody who really watches that show
Anymore. Yeah.
But when you have to catch it from time to time, like when Louis hosts or when there's a good musical guest, she's usually the bright spot in any sketch that she's in. So,
yeah, I would say in the trailer, she's pretty all right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nah, I don't know. You guys might. I don't know. I think she's funny.
Yeah,
she's funny. She does a really funny Justin Bieber whenever they need.
Yes,
that.
Yeah, that's where I know her from.
Yeah,
I knew it. Yeah, she looked familiar. But anyway, I kind of agree with you guys. Like, it was very mediocre. But I don't see it as... When I first saw it, I was like, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be, in a way.
But it's still a letdown.
It is.
You want to see it.
Yeah.
But nothing about it makes you want to go to the theater and see it.
Yeah.
It looks very... I don't even know what it's rated. Like, I couldn't give you a ballpark guess of what it's rated. Like, I know it's definitely not R.
No.
It might not be PG-13.
Well, let's do a
it
guess.
Look like a PG
Let's do a guess. What do you guys think?
I think they're gonna go for PG-13. If I'm going off of that trailer, I'm thinking PG. I'm guessing PG.
Yeah, and that's part of like why I just the slime and the way that the trailer was presented. It's like, hey, you're the quantum physics person. Hey, you're the engineer.
Yeah.
Hey, I know New York, and these are our roles.
We're rebuilding the team from the first one.
Yeah. Excuse me. Like I said, it just seems really just unnecessary.
I think the word I would use is redundant.
Yeah.
It really didn't need to happen.
Yeah, it's not treading any new ground. The biggest draw is the obvious. It's an all-female cast. That's the big draw of it, right?
Did that trailer have an announcer?
No.
Just Melissa McCarthy kind of talking over scenes.
Oh.
This summer.
No, I didn't have anything
You'll
like
be
that.
disappointed.
But I think that's the biggest draw. And if that's... it's for women who have been funny in things, so
right.
I guess that helps. But like, other than that, it just doesn't really... And I'm not even... I'm not upset that it's an all-female cast. That doesn't matter to me. You get 4 funny people, period. I don't care what they look like or who they are.
Yeah.
As long as it's a good movie.
And we've talked about this. Yeah,
I think we touched. Yeah,
we've talked about the cast.
That doesn't matter as long as it's good.
Yeah, on paper they sound like a talented cast.
Yeah,
it seemed pretty good on paper. So far, mind you, this is the very first trailer we've seen. It could turn out that the next trailer is hilarious and looks much better.
But if we're talking trailers,
yeah, they hyped it up too. There was a teaser to the trailer.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you do that and you release this.
Yeah, okay,
get your trailer game up.
2 trailers come to mind when I think about things that like immediately made me go, I'm gonna go see that first day. Guardians, which I still think is hands down top 5 trailers I've ever seen in my life. I immediately, knowing nothing about it, wanted to see it immediately.
Don't remember it.
You need to just watch the trailer. The trailer's entertaining enough to watch that again, even though you've seen the movie already. And then Pineapple Express using MIA's.
Yeah, that was a good one
it was just so memorable that it made you go, it looks funny. I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah.
This did not do that. It just treads the same ground. Even the same theme song, same car, same uniforms. It's the same shit. You just Photoshop their heads on top of.
It's like shitty fan service because
that's what it's doing.
They got the music, they got the car, they got the same team, 3 white people, 1
logo.
black person, same logo, same Slimer,
Slimer's
same
there.
traps,
It's
same
the
ghosts,
same shit.
same proton packs.
What the fuck are we even gonna go see?
They got proton pistols now, I guess.
Yeah, fight scenes.
Just for the quick dialogue, because it's good. It's probably going to be a well-written movie. Just the jokes will probably come pretty quick. They didn't seem to come that quick in the trailer. But
I'm probably not going to see it.
I can't imagine spending money on it. If it finds its way on a streaming service or something, then a long time from now, I can't see myself going to watch that. We missed Hateful Eight and The Revenant. I'm not gonna go and watch the fucking.
Well, we have to watch Ghostbusters now. The Ghostbusters now.
The Ghostbusters. I'm not seeing the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm with you guys, but I may not have taken it as poorly as you guys have.
You thought it was pretty good?
That was okay. I That was okay. I thought it was serviceable.
I didn't think it was terrible. It's just I just don't think it needs to be made. I just don't see what.
Yeah, I
we're
mean, you
getting
take
from
something, you reboot something like Ghostbusters. It can't be just serviceable. Can't just be okay with it.
Right.
And that's the problem with making that movie in the first place.
Right.
Like, because you're not just dealing with the original movie, you're dealing with everything that anybody has been through during the time that they saw that movie first.
Yeah.
You know, like there's too much nostalgia at play for that to work out.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's the rare exception with something like Star Wars where there's so much behind it and it ends up being good and reaching expectation.
Yeah.
But that very rarely happens.
Well, and Star Wars stayed in the cultural
You're right, the
consciousness.
universe.
They kept the shows,
Right, there was
the games, the merch.
In
It
episode 8,
stayed.
there was even like continuity. Like this Han Solo's in this one from the originals. This Ghostbusters didn't like Slimer. You know, same car, but
Yeah.
I didn't see the fire station. I didn't see anything.
Wasn't that the fire station?
Yeah, I think that's what they were in.
the original fire station?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It looked like it anyway.
It is the prime example of a film studio just reaching back into their catalog of, oh, what can we do now? And I don't want to keep complaining about remakes and reboots and stuff because they're going to keep happening.
But I'm gonna.
I mean, no, I don't want to, and I'm not going to because I don't want to because it just we're gonna keep saying the same shit about like studios are not listening to fans. Fans are telling them think of original new ideas. You have thousands and thousands of writers who become waiters in Hollywood because you're not picking up their fucking stories, but you want to keep rehashing this shit. So I'm done complaining about remakes and reboots. I'm gonna take them as they come and accept them for what they are and see if it's a good movie. Because at this point we can't stop them from happening.
Yeah.
Studios are just going to keep reaching back. And, I mean, they fucking remade Red Dawn, which wasn't even a good movie when it came out in the 80s.
You
And
watch
they
your mouth.
That is not a good movie. And they fucking remade that shit. So, they don't care. As long as there is a nostalgic feeling to anything, they're going to go, nah, we can do that again. They're remaking The Mummy and using Tom Cruise.
Oh,
What?
that's right. Yeah, I forgot about
You didn't
that.
hear about this?
No.
Universal wants their own cinematic universe, so they're doing the monster movies again. So there's going to be a Dracula, a Frankenstein, they're remaking The Mummy, and then
Creature from Black Lagoon.
maybe The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm not entirely positive on that one, but I know the top 3 ones are getting remade,
Oh my
modern,
goodness.
and they want their own. And they're gonna have their own
sex?
universe.
Is that
they're
what
gonna
you're doing with
fuck.
your
They're
hands
gonna
right now?
scissor. Frankenstein.
2020 Monster Mash.
Yes. So yeah,
Man.
get ready for that. So,
Oh my goodness.
Why?
I mean, because what we just talked about.
Is it supposed to be
nostalgia and-
scary or is it entertaining?
Yeah, are they gonna like Monster Squad it? Because that'd be kind of cool.
I don't really know. I mean, Tom Cruise, I can't imagine him being in a full-on horror movie. I think it's going to be more action-packed like The Mummy was.
Has he ever been in like an actual horror movie?
He was.
Interview with the Vampire is the
Yeah.
only thing that comes to mind.
Man, that wasn't really
Yeah,
a
it was
horror.
more
It was
like
like a drama.
Yeah.
It was just vampires as a backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
So, no. I don't know, man. That one hits me pretty close
Yeah,
to home.
I know.
Fucking love those
Brendan
first 2
Fraser,
movies.
yeah.
I love Brendan Fraser.
That was my
man.
first DVD.
Oh man, those
First DVD
really? That was the first
I
one
ever bought.
Wow,
My first DVD was Blade.
really?
Yeah.
That's a good
Seriously?
one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Those are 2 classic first DVDs, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I think soon thereafter we got the first Matrix too.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Can we
so that-
rewatch The Mummy? I have
Yes.
the itch to do that. I haven't
Yes.
done that in a
I
while.
don't want to.
Oh man, I could do that any day of the week. That's one of those movies that if it's on, I'm watching it.
Yep.
A Few Good Men. When's the last time you seen A Few Good Men?
A while ago.
Man,
It's a good one.
A Few Good Men is on TV. I'm fucking watching that.
Powerhouse
shit.
performances.
All around.
Yep.
Every single one of them just delivers just knockout. I'm really surprised that nobody won an award off that movie.
I know.
Not one.
It's a talking head movie, and that doesn't usually work, but it did.
Courtroom dramas, my man.
Yep. Dabble.
Dab on them. I know people can probably tell that I'm congested. It hurts.
To listen to you?
No, fuck you.
Oh.
The tasting of the beer, because you want to use as much of your senses as possible when it comes to getting a good taste. And like your smell, you can't really take it in as well as you want to take it.
Smell is very closely linked to taste.
in. It's very important to try to get a good. So, I think we should put an asterisk next to my rating.
Review.
Yeah.
Impending further review.
I mean, it's still pretty good. Anyway, I don't want to harp on that too much, although we harped on it enough.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So, I guess moving from movies to things that are sort of like movies, I'm playing this game right now that you may have heard of or may not have, which is the reason why I kind of want to bring it up in this conversation. A game called Until Dawn. It came out for PS4 last year. I think sort of later last year.
August.
Yeah, August. It's a game that kind of took me by surprise. I wanted to pick it up because I'm a fan of horror movies, even though I'm a giant chicken, as it's been noted in the show multiple times. But yeah, I picked it up because I'm a fan of that genre and I'm a fan of movies. So I decided to rent it just to kind of see how it is. And I gotta tell you guys, it's real good.
Well, let's take a back step real quick. You rented it on what?
Redbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the only game in town at this point.
I see what you did there.
Only game in town.
It's where you can see rent stuff. All right, let's move
Go
on.
ahead.
Yes, I rented it at Redbox.
Don't understand.
Yeah. So
Only game in town.
it's really good. It is a very, very, very good game, and it surprised me in a lot of ways. So the game itself is basically a cabin in the woods story, right?
Yeah.
And the entire thing of it is you play as each individual like stereotype of a character that is known in these horror movies. There's like a sort of a bimbo girl. There's a jock. The classic tropes.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The game originally was supposed to be set in the 80s and be like a classic 80s slasher film.
Yeah, that sounds
game.
Awesome.
They ended up changing it to be a more modern one. And think of it this way, like a Telltale game where you have to make your own decisions as to how the story progresses. But done on a level that doesn't look like a cartoon, doesn't have like shoddy frame rates, actually looks like a really good production. Some of the face stuff is weird because I don't know if you ever look at gameplay of it. It sort of reminds me of LA Noire, a game that came out a while ago that had really good facial animation because they basically film people's faces, the actors' faces. They have actual actors in this too. So some of that's kind of weird and it doesn't quite match up correctly all the time, but overall the game looks awesome. So the thing that kind of put it over the edge for me is that throughout the game, you are being interviewed by a psychologist that is asking you questions about your own fears. So depending on your answers, the game changes in order to be as scary as it possibly can be for you personally.
Shit.
So
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
David walked in on me playing last night, and I was curled up into a little ball. Anyway, it's just a really interesting idea that I wasn't expecting out of this game, and I think a lot of people looked over it because it just looked like a horror game, but it's everything I enjoy about Telltale games plus more.
It really didn't. The advertising for it, the rollout, I guess, just wasn't very good because from what I saw, it looked generic as shit.
Yeah, it looked like I remember seeing the commercials for it and just thinking like, oh, okay, I'll get that later.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah.
I had no interest in it at all. It looked like it reminded me of Heavy Rain.
Yeah, no, it's a good comparison actually.
And like I think I watched you, Dave, play Heavy Rain, or one of you guys play it. I watched you guys play it, but I never played it myself, so it never really piqued my interest. So yeah, that
Heavy Rain's alright.
Yeah, so it didn't really.
I really enjoyed Heavy Rain, but maybe that's partially why I like this game so much.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Fight it. Fight the sneeze.
You fucking sneeze up. Jump over this table, you son of a bitch.
All right.
Let's talk about VR. 'Cause which one am I gonna get?
Right. Do you know the prices for each one?
Yes, 600 and 800.
Which one's 600?
The Oculus is 600 because it comes with less things, also less capabilities. The HTC Vive comes with like 2 like room detectors or some shit. I don't know. And then it also comes with 2 little hand controllers for your VR game, so you can actually walk around your room. And it translates in the game.
Yeah.
Where the Oculus Rift is just stationary in your chair, but it has head tracking and all that.
Yeah, that's the other thing you're getting.
I saw a tech demo of like a guy making potions, and the guy took a coin, he picked it up, and he threw the coin with his HTC Vive controller.
Yeah.
So in the game, he picks it up, in real
Did he
life,
throw the controller?
He's just throwing the coins.
say,
But it was on Polygon. It was an article about hitting yourself in the face when you're playing VR.
That's funny.
Which is not something I thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is like the VR is really cool, but it's still limited by it having to be something that you can put in every living room, no matter how big the living room is. And how do you do that? Keeping it here
In your
first,
head.
and then you expand
I
out.
just imagine what it's going to be like if I do move like the VR into the living room because it's a bigger area and I'm playing a game and then Adam and Lottie walk in and I'm like,
Oh, you're gonna get real spooked sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it encompasses most of your senses right here, right?
Yeah. Headphones and your
ears
visual.
and eyes and all that,
now
right?
I got the headphones.
Yeah.
You got the dope headphones, so we're ready to go in that regard.
Yep.
Then you use the controller, so that's what you start with first. But they are eventually going to move into things where it takes full body motion. Like there's the stuff, there's the tech demos that they have where the guy's like in the thing
the
and he's like
omnidirectional
that
treadmill,
shit.
whatever.
You know that is going to be in living rooms in the next couple of years. It has to be. That's what we're moving toward, man.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I disagree,
Like
though.
fake butts that you can fuck.
Well, that's a
already
reality.
have those.
Yeah, that's a reality.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you put
You want
the
me to show
VR
you?
on. Yeah, I know you got the fake butt.
Yeah.
He's got it in his room.
Yeah. You can pull it out,
That's like he says it's his toothbrush that makes that loud noise.
but it's the fake butt.
It's just a fake.
It's
butt.
a
It's
vibrating
on vibrate mode now.
one butt.
One button podcast. Anyway, no,
One in the butt.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you
One
on
in
that
the butt.
because I think that when people go and play a video game, they're not doing it to have that full motion experience. They're doing it to sit down and enjoy something in a stationary position, just like people go to a movie theater to sit down and experience a movie.
Yeah.
People play a video game to sit down and
I
interact.
can't wait for VR movies too.
That is such an important thing for me. If they do that, if they announce that with the PlayStation, I'm gonna pre-order immediately because that's all I want. That's all I want. I want a few good games and I'm set. Because I just want the experience of being able to see a movie in the biggest screen I can possibly think of, just in my own headset.
What if you're like just looking around and you're on set? That would be really cool.
Yes. Oh my
Oh,
god.
it'd be shitty if you're like if you're watching VR here and then like you turn your head and the set is
Yeah.
behind you and
There's a
just-
guy with a
Now you gotta
camera.
turn and everything.
That'd be a cool like behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to go back to what you just said. I disagree with you. I think that people who are moving into the VR realm are not focused on stationary gaming and that they want to be up and live in that character as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think that people are just waiting for the opportunity to have this omnidirectional thing that they can be in and actually move as the character as opposed to using
Thumbsticks.
the controller.
Yeah.
I, for one, would love to do away with the controller and have that thing in my living room and be able to just fucking run with like an actual controller peripheral thing.
I want to get the
Or like a
setup
gun, I mean.
that is the racing game or the space pilot where you can be sitting down
Yeah.
and you can have the headset on and you have the steering wheel or the throttle stick and thrust
Yeah.
and that's your immersion,
Right.
like that's you don't need to be walking or running around because you sit down when you drive.
Yeah.
You
Right.
just need the steering wheel and the pedals.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think something like that would be optimal for VR.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why those things I feel translate best right now.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. When you are playing a first-person shooter and you are a character holding a gun and you're using just a gamepad to do that, minimal effort, whatever. It's easy to do. When you're holding a peripheral gun and running around, that's a much different experience.
Yeah.
So that is a different experience as opposed to like playing Call of Duty right now. So I'm not sure if a Call of Duty player would want to do what you're saying as opposed to playing on a gamepad.
Well, yeah, because they're fat.
Yeah, no, that's part of it.
Fucking-
Sure, of course. But no, that's like a big thing. Okay, so story time real quick.
Story time.
Story time. The first time we went and played paintball, right? Oh, actually, no. Even before that, I was probably in middle school at the time. I was playing airsoft, and that was the first time I ever like ran around in like in my mind basically playing like Metal Gear with my friends, right?
Shooting each other in the belly.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm a big fat belly. And so when I was playing that and like squatting down and doing like the tactical run, I was like, this is way different in real life. I don't know if I like this as much.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that as an example. And
What were you saying about them being fat?
yeah, no, exactly. and again, going back to us playing paintball, many years later.
Which, by the way, we need to do again.
Yeah, true.
So I didn't get to go with you guys.
It's a much different experience than playing a video game. That's not, in my opinion, it's no longer playing a video game.
But I see what you're saying. Get out of here. Sorry.
Messed up my kung fu.
You're right. I see what you're saying. My point is, why buy the VR headset in the first place if you want to not have it all the way? If you want to still play with the controller but be able to look around and be in the game but not really in the game. Like,
Well, I mean,
isn't that what you're building toward, is eventually immersing yourself as fully as possible into that game?
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. And I think that there's a big future in a VR and, was it AR? Augmented reality. I see that as being an eventual conversion where you can have elements of augmented reality and virtual reality in your room.
That's how the HTC Vive works, where the two sensors, when you, I don't know, like in the demo they had, it looks like, imagine if it's in your room just with like a wire grid on it.
Right.
And that's what the sensors see.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I see that as being a much more reasonable future as opposed to us walking on these like platforms that are omnidirectional, that move our characters like that, because I mean, at that point you're getting so close to reality, why not just do it in real life?
Yeah, go to war.
Yeah, go kill some people.
Yeah, no, totally.
Just
Those
go to
are
war.
exactly the same thing.
Okay, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, like, if you want a physical experience, you can physically go to a shooting range. You can physically, play paintball or play basketball.
But you can't actually go to Afghanistan.
Well, you can, but
I mean, you can, but you can't really. I'm saying, if you want to just one day say, I'm going to kill some terrorists today.
Yeah,
that's something that...
Kill some Terrys.
I think
terrorists.
I would agree. We're trying to get to a point where we can get into the that like virtual room in Star Trek, right? Where you're
The holodeck.
You're instantly in this
Right.
environment.
Run the simulation.
Yeah, exactly.
Level 10.
That's what we're eventually trying to get to.
Right.
And that's what people want.
But I just don't see the feasibility of that when you're wearing a headset.
No, it's probably more difficult, but what I'm saying is, like, people, I don't think that there's people who want it halfway. I think that this is the best that we can get now. Mm-hmm. But if they were offering all of that, I think people that's what people would be jumping toward.
Yeah.
I know for one, if NBA 2K became a VR game where, I mean, maybe not an actual basketball, because then you'd actually have to know how to dribble.
I mean,
and
how
shoot
cool?
and stuff,
How cool would NBA 2K17 be if you could play courtside seats and control your players?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And,
if you're
like, look
actually
around.
in it and, like,
You
because
could walk up to the cheerleaders and be like, "What's up, girl?"
one thing that, like, sometimes I feel in first person shooters, for instance, is I feel like all of my senses aren't fully engaged. And I feel like sometimes that is to my detriment. Like, sometimes I'll be killed by something that, if I could actually hear it,
You didn't
or
hear the guy
knew
behind
it was
you.
right, then I'd be able to have a better advantage. So a VR game where the sound is you're fully immersed, and then you can hear somebody running up behind you, you could turn and make a move on certain things like that. I feel like that's what people want.
We're definitely, if this VR thing really catches on, we're definitely going to see a revolution as far as how games are made, because you can't play Call of Duty in VR without vomiting everywhere. It's just not the way that games work in VR. Like, so they're going to have to develop games in a completely different way.
Wasn't that the point of, like, pushing it back and back and back, was to make it so that kind of shit works?
The coolest way to watch someone or to play a game like that is to let someone else play it. And then you just watch it in VR.
Yeah.
Because that way you have the head tracking and all that shit.
Yeah.
Sort of becomes like a co-op thing.
Yeah.
Like you're the spotter, the other person's the shooter.
Ooh, Kung Fu. That moth didn't stand it. That gnat didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, yeah.
So anyway, long story short, the decision
Long story long, ending
is
short.
still up in the air because I'm not sure how I want to continue forward. And who knows? There might be a third option.
What's the
eventually.
third option?
I said there may be a third option later.
So, I mean, I'm excited. You're VR ready, so we start weighing the options, pros and cons.
Yeah, it's basically just a decision at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like Oculus Rift has the namesake going for it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this entire time I've been invested in Oculus Rift, and then HTC is like, hey, by the way,
We got this.
check it
I
out.
mean, from day one, we were talking about the Oculus
Yeah.
Rift. As soon as it came out, we were all over that.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to toot our own horn here, but I mean, the One Bear podcast was on top of that shit.
Yeah, but then
Oh, yeah.
On
and then
top of it.
HTC's like, yeah, we got a VR set also.
Yeah.
Check out these cool controllers. Also, check out these two sensors. They just know what room you're in. already.
See, that's the other thing is all these companies are they're gonna be all over it, man. Any company that is in the gaming or technological field, if you don't have a gaming or a VR headset, like what are you doing? And that goes back to the Apple thing. Like at some point, they are gonna have to get in this game or get left behind.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, if it takes off, excuse me, this is gonna be a fucking revolution, man. This is gonna change everything.
Well, and that's sort of the risk of there being so many players in the game is that they can end up cannibalizing themselves if they don't agree to certain standards, so that developers can make it set on these standards, and then every game will work with every headset.
Capitalism.
No, because
That's not how that works. Because you're setting everybody up for failure. Because this game works with the consumer. Because this game works with this headset, but another game works with another headset because there's nothing standardized.
Yeah, if I got the best gaming headset and the best games, why would I prioritize my shit with your shit?
So you think if Apple came out with a headset, that shit wouldn't be proprietary?
Of course it would be.
All right, then the only Apple games can be played on an Apple headset.
And how big is their consumer base? Huge.
It's not big enough to take over all of gaming.
Not
Because they
PC gaming.
No, not to take over all of gaming. Of course not. But to get people who otherwise would not have thought about PC gaming or VR headsets and stuff like that, I think of course they would be able to grab the people who aren't initially interested. If it just has that Apple logo on it, they go, oh, I like that.
I trust that
I
brand.
buy that. Look at that. It's another Apple thing. I buy that.
Are they secretly chickens?
Nah, they couldn't. There's not enough people to go. There's more people in PC than I think people that wouldn't or that would switch to. 1 second. Come on.
Stop. Okay. Stop. I'm done.
Continue.
done.
Continue.
I'm done.
Fuck you.
No, you're right. I mean, you're right. There's a wider base with the other companies than there is, and
Got your ass.
and that it would be smart for them to come up with a standard of going
Right.
about things. But at the same time, if a company was like, nah, fuck y'all, capitalism.
Then they would screw themselves.
Yeah. They would screw the industry.
Because it's the
Screw the
same
industry,
thing.
but-
Listen, by doing that, you're pretty much doing the same thing that Microsoft's trying to do with Quantum Break right now. Because you're forcing people to go, you either buy this and to play these games or you don't.
What
Fuck
if they
you,
succeed
pay
though?
me.
They won't.
Why
because
not?
nobody enjoys being forced to get something, Mark.
No, you're right. You're right. But still, I mean, people will do a lot of things to get the things that they want.
They'll just end up bootlegging it and modding it or modifying
And
it.
then that goes back to our piracy debate.
Okay. Well, now here's the thing. Look. So
Okay, tell us.
the last generation of gaming consoles, right? PS3, Xbox 360, both had their.
I've heard of them.
Yes. Both had their own sort of motion tracking technology, right?
Yes.
So there's a PlayStation Move, and then there was the what was it? The
Connect.
Kinect, right? The Kinect version 1.
Mm-hmm.
Those games could only be proprietary games because those were proprietary technologies.
Right.
So because of that, if you can imagine a world where they had the same technology working together, there would have been a much larger base for them to collectively make money in. Since they made it so small in these individual things, neither of them worked out.
That's a good example.
So
Thank you, Adam.
I'm afraid of that with VR. If we get even more options than there currently are, and more specs, and it becomes this race of who has the better technology,
right?
Which splits the base and leads to there being confusion in the market and nobody buying it.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's a good example. It makes perfect sense, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I just keep thinking. Capitalism. that's the point.
What do you mean when you say that, Mark?
What I mean is,
it's a fun word.
If a company thinks that they're confident in their product and they say this is the best product, they're going to say, I'm going to put my product out and I'm going to compete with your product, and I think that mine is better than yours and people are going to buy mine. Why am I going to make something that can work for both of us when I can make something that just works for me and make more money than you and make it so that I'm the only game in town? Why would I share? Why would I develop technologies that we both fuck the consumer? I'm not saying for me, I'm saying for a company, a CEO, why would they worry about I hope that they can have more choice? No, I want them to be able to choose me and me alone.
I get that, right? But that's not saying be exclusive.
What do you mean?
I understand, like, you could create a technology that is exclusive to your headset, like HTC's doing right now, but it doesn't exclude games that can work on the Oculus Rift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to block out a certain group just because you want to be the best.
Right. You can set a standard and then make yours better.
Right. But if you open yourself up
you can improve on a standard.
You open yourself up to say, yes, that game can work on this too. Then you have to say, and my shit can work on their shit. So you don't have to buy my shit if you don't want my shit, because my shit can work on their shit too. And that's what I can see companies going, I don't want to do that. I want people to only buy my stuff. And if a company believes that their consumer base is large enough and they're confident in that base that they don't have to share, then why would they?
Well, I mean, that might be okay if this wasn't such a new technology. I feel like right now they're trying to work together to make this a feasible future technology.
Cell phones are doing that.
They should be.
I don't think they are.
I'm not sure if they are.
Yeah, they kind of, like, if they want this to be successful and then be competitive afterwards, they kind of have to be together on this.
They need to make the market because it's not there yet. That's the thing. Yeah. So if they work together to set a standard, I mean, look at Sony. They made the CD-ROM. They made the Blu-ray disc. Like, they license that out for people to. Yeah. So if a company,
they're skimming off that though.
That's what I'm saying. If a company makes something that's great, it's good enough, they can sell it to other companies to make that the standard.
Right.
Maybe that's what you're getting at right now. But if they make it so it's proprietary and nobody else can use it, then that's hurting everybody in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, it hasn't really hurt Apple. Not yet, anyway.
That's because I guess Apple has a product. Like, I don't know. I think it's annoying that if it's so, everybody has an iPhone, so it wouldn't matter. But imagine if everybody didn't have an iPhone.
Yeah. And
you needed a charger. And Adam and I had Androids, and we both use micro USBs.
Yeah.
And we go, well, sorry, you're assed out because Apple's charger is proprietary.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. Like, proprietary stuff, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Especially when it can be something simple like a charger.
Right.
So I don't think making stuff proprietary is very beneficial to the consumer.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Or to anybody else, really, except the company. Because they're forcing you to purchase more of their product.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's who they're thinking about. That's who they care about. I mean, again, fuck the consumer. Like, what are you going to do? You going to buy an HTC? Probably. But, I mean, if you don't really know the difference, if you don't really understand what you're buying, and I mean, let's be honest, that's what Apple is probably banking on, is people's ignorance to the technology.
Blows my mind. Like, how much is a charger? $30, $20?
Yeah, it's like $30-$40. I mean, if you want to buy
$30 for a charger, you could just go on Amazon.
If you
get the same charger.
You can't. Those third-party chargers are terrible.
Do they charge your phone though?
Yeah, for like a week, and then they blow up. They're the worst. The third-party buy a fucking,
just the cables.
Buy some shit on Amazon that's not Apple approved or not made by Apple. Go ahead and do that. Okay. I went through 3 MacBook chargers that blew up.
MacBook chargers.
They blew up, bro.
Yeah, MacBook chargers.
It's the same fucking shit.
Not a cell phone charger.
It's the same shit. It's not made by Apple.
A laptop charger, yes, I can understand.
It exploded.
It blew
Did
up.
I ever tell you?
No.
No, it fucking blew up. Like, it fizzled, popped, and then smoked. It blew up. because it was some third-party charger.
It's a little dramatic. It's not blowing up.
I mean, it's a fucking. I mean, it didn't
It was
fucking
a-
explode
it was
and
a-
destroy my
I don't know,
living
it was
room,
a
bro.
small explosion.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
close.
small
It's a
explosion.
very, very
okay?
small explosion.
Let me give the theatrics, okay? It's a
Okay,
fucking
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Put on a fucking show.
keep going.
Anyway, and that's the problem. They make shit like that so that you have to go and spend, because a MacBook charger is like $70. So insane,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Insane in the membrane. Suffice to say, we are still very excited about VR. Obviously, that's what gives heated debates.
Yeah.
Because we're excited about shit like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
when it comes out, when it comes out, we're finally fucking juiced up and ready to fucking play that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for reviews to get anything.
Of course. That's a smart consumer. Smart consumer you
Wow,
are.
if only more people were like that.
Yeah, well, we
Instead of
can't
just
expect
going with the brand name.
society to be the blah, 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 blah. I say
will
that we
say
should.
this though. I can appreciate Apple, even though it looks like they're doing a dick move with. I think the next iPhone is not going to have a headphone jack.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that though, because they are actually forcing the technology to advance.
Yeah.
Right.
That's still just a rumor, but it's probably happening.
I mean, I honestly hope that is, because it would mean either the advancement of a Bluetooth headset being more common, meaning the price of it would go down for everybody
Right.
else.
As long as they take into account how much battery life keeping your Bluetooth on all the time kills, and they say, all right, we're going to extend the battery life because we know that Bluetooth on all the time kills your. Oh, you missed that one.
Did I smack it?
I don't know. But I hope that they take that into account. If they do that, then I'm okay with it. Because I mean, I'd love to get rid of all the fucking cables and wires.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
shit.
at this point, it's just things that are going to be, and other accessories are just going to be another item to charge.
Yeah,
It's kind of annoying.
I saw this thing. It was like Beats by Dre wireless earbuds, and one of the comments was, I don't even have these and I've already lost them. It's just so true, because they were just the earbuds, wireless earbuds. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Convenient, but fucking insane. Because
go.
I'm gonna lose that in 5
no.
minutes.
It's gone.
As soon as I purchase them, drop them somewhere and they're gone. But
I mean,
all
that's why
right,
you got to take care of your shit.
that's true. Don't expect people to take care of their shit, man.
Anyway, this
Beer review.
beer was tasty.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
The Ballast Point Brewing Company Mango Even Keel Session Ale with natural mango flavors, and boy golly, did you taste those mango. It being a session and being a low ABV, I think they take advantage of that and really punch up the flavor in this, because it was very flavorful. I am going to go and give this a 5.
Also go with a 5. I liked it. I don't know if we've had a whole lot of Ballast Point Brewing
I don't
Company.
think we've ever had Ballast Point on this podcast.
We've had the Sculpin Grapefruit IPA.
We have?
Yes.
Well, you've got the spreadsheet.
I look at them and I think of that one beer that has just the big old fish on it.
Grapefruit Sculpin IPA.
I don't know what he's saying. Right? Do you hear what he's saying?
Things. I'm not listening.
Sorry.
Anymore.
All right. So yeah,
What is this, like a beer podcast?
I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5.
5.
Yeah.
Dave?
I will also give it a 5. That was really tasty.
Yeah.
Unanimous 5.
One
Good.
of my currently favorite sessions.
Good decision by me.
Yes.
You're welcome.
We're all proud of you.
You're welcome.
Did we say thank you? Because you deserve it.
I'm going to give it a 5.001.
5.001?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to like start skewing the numbers like that?
We have to.
Why?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Anyway, this has been the One Bear Podcast. My name is Mark Duba. Adam Obesi's Rodriguez.
Yep.
Sports with Dave Romero.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Enjoy Ballast Point Brewing Company.
Ballast, man.
Is it?
Ballast.
The last.
I mean, nobody corrected me, so
Are
I
you-
just kept doing it.
I just felt bad, man.
Ballast. No, don't feel bad. Correct my ass. Check me, motherfucker.
I mean, it kind of sounded French.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a beautiful evening and drink delicious.
Bye.